Hey, what's up, guys? We're back. We're going to be doing another breakdown and video for the Dana White Contender Series. This is week 6 of this Dana White Contender Series 2020. We've been doing pretty well on the year, and this week the odds to me are not too appetizing, but obviously we're always going to try to give you guys some good information on every play and just lead you on the right direction. But this is obviously, like always, sponsored by odds.com, Odds HQ. So make sure to check out the website, everything we got going on. And the first fight of the night, though, on this card is Olly Ashcroft Kisraev taking on Henrique Shigemoto. And it's an interesting fight. It's actually a good fight. I mean, it's a striker versus grappler match. We have Shigemoto. He's a former Lions fighter, if you know what that is. It's a Muay Thai promotion, very good striker. And then we got Olly Ashcroft Kisraev, who's a Russian guy from Dagestan, kind of very grappling heavy, grappling based guy. He's undefeated. But when you look at Kisraev, he's usually a 170 pounder. He hasn't fought in 2.5 years. So that's a little bit alarming. He's also competed at 155. This is also going to be the first time that he's fought in the United States. So a lot of firsts for Kisraev here that make, the line, in my opinion, at minus 300. I don't know if I could play that line, even though I do feel like he's definitely going to get the victory here. I mean, when you look at Shigemoto, he does have the experience advantage, even though it's not that much. He's 13-3 and run. He is on an 8-fight win streak. I would say between both guys, I guess the most notable win is Husamar Palhares. And that was, not the version of Husamar that's in the UFC. It was a lesser version of him. But Olly Ashkab was able to defeat Palhares, finishing him with ground and pound. But the thing about that fight, too, as well, is Olly Ashkab was caught in a pretty deep heel hook. He grabbed the cage to kind of get out of it. So was a little bit of controversy with that fight, but he did, get the win there. But Shigemoto, he's a powerful guy. One-punch knockout power, puts his hands together behind the jab. He has real nice kicks. He has a really nice counter overhand. And he looks like he has good ground and pound, good guillotine, 10 knockouts, 11 first-round finishes. But, he hasn't fared well in decisions. He's only 0-2-1 in decisions, never won a decision in his career. And I haven't seen a lot of him off his back, but I imagine Olly Ashkab is really going to try to do that. I mean, Olly Ashkab looks like a beast, man, on the feet. Pretty technical guy. He throws some, nice shots to get inside, nice kicks as well, nice counter knees up the middle. And, good elbows inside. And he has a real good single leg. He's also good at, backing guys to the cage and, just chain wrestling until he can find you or get you to the ground. And then once he gets on top, he has really good ground and pound. He has good cardio as well. So, I mean, I've seen him get to the third round, get a little bit tired, but still have enough to dominate the round against a decent guy with a decent record. But Olly Ashkab can get a little bit wild on the feet, and he's facing a real explosive guy that's a real pretty high level. I wouldn't say super high level, but a moderately high level kickboxer striker. So there's always that opportunity for Henrique to close the show with the knockout here. He is probably going to be a little bit of the bigger guy. He has fought more recently as well, but for me, I got to pick Olly Ashkab Kisraev. I feel like the wrestling will probably be the difference. I think he'll be able to get him down, ground and pound, and probably finish the fight. He also, is good enough on the feet where I feel like he could potentially do well there because of the threat of the takedown, obviously. But in terms of a bet at minus 300, I just don't have, I don't want to bet these guys at that high of a number, especially after these last couple of weeks where a lot of upsets have been coming in. When you look at the fight, doesn't go to decision as well. I mean, at minus 265, there's not a ton of value on that line or in that, there's not a ton of value there. I just don't think that's a good fight to target for a bet, especially with all the things that are going on with Kisraev. They're a little bit not good, with the layoff, with the coming up in weight. So I feel like I would just pass on this fight, even though I do feel like Kisraev is one of my more confident picks. So I guess if you want to create a parlay for this event, he could potentially be a parlay piece, but it is a little bit risky in my opinion, and I'm personally going to lay off of that one. But moving on to the next fight, I really like this fight. It's two younger guys. They're both 24 years old, and they're both striking based, but they can also grapple a little bit. I do feel like the better grappler is Draco Rodriguez, but it's a good fight. We have Martinez, we have Draco, and they're both strikers, like I said, but kind of different strikers. Mana, he has a lot more movement, throws more kicks. He's a little bit more flashy, I would say. and he is 6-1, just like Draco, and he actually has the best win of the two of them. I would say he did beat Ricky Tercios, a Dana White Contender Series alumni, and finished him in the first round. So that was a good win. His one loss was a split decision, but I watched that fight, and I mean, I thought he got dominated, lost pretty easily. I don't know why that was a split. So, in my opinion, that loss that he had kind of wasn't really a great loss. But both these guys are finishers. Draco has had some good experience as well. He's fought Tony Gravely, even though he lost. He went 5 rounds with him, and he fought Emeka Efekandu, who's a decent prospect there on the regional scene. And Draco's also a pro boxer. You could see it in the way he fights. Really nasty counterpunching, big one-punch power, good footwork, and very durable guy, Mexican-style boxer. He walks fighters into lead hooks, straight right hands. He comes, fast and straight down the middle with those shots. Good head movement, good high guard. And in the pocket, he's very dangerous. He has real nice, tight, short hooks, close-range power. And when he hurts his opponent, he goes for the kill. I haven't seen him throw many kicks, but his hands and counters are really nice. 3 knockouts, and he has been finished by strikes in his one loss. And I would say he's also a pretty decent grappler. He doesn't have the best wrestling, but opportunistic submission artist. He has a nice guillotine. He kind of walks you down, makes you take him down, and then, he's pretty good there. He'll catch the neck. He's active off his back, throwing up arm bars, triangles. And I've seen him put in some deep submission attempts as well, but he has been able to survive from what I've seen. He did go 5 rounds with Tony Gravely. He did get finished in the 5th round, but Tony Gravely is a very experienced guy. We just saw him push Brett Johns, so that's not a bad loss. And for Leo Mana, he's, like I said, good movement, kicks. He has good straight punches down the middle also, though. Really nasty lead left hook himself. One-punch power with that left hook. And he will attack the body and then come up with uppercuts with hooks. So he's dangerous inside, but I feel like Draco definitely has the boxing advantage. So Mana's probably going to want to stay on the outside, try to kick and move, stick and move, throw leg kicks. And, Leo's not really much of a grappler. I have seen him grapple in some fights, use some basic straight punch blitzes, close the distance, try to get inside, get it to the ground. And I've seen him hit some takedowns as well, but his top control doesn't look very good. I've seen guys reverse, get on top of him. And in his one loss, when he was taken down, his opponent kind of dominated him on the mat. He was hitting him and taunting him and kind of just, made Mana look pretty bad on the ground there. So that was a while ago, but, I just didn't like to see that. I have also seen him, jump guillotine, which I don't like either. And he did show some decent takedown defense against Ricky Tercios. He definitely isn't a quitter. I mean, in that fight I'm referencing that he lost, he, took a lot of damage in that fight, and he was able to, get back in it. In the 3rd round, I think he lost the 3rd round from what I remember, but he never showed any quit. He kept coming forward. He was trying to win the fight at all times, even though he was pretty outmatched. And it's an intriguing fight. Like I said, 2 strikers, but kind of different strikers. We got the boxer with the basics, the fundamentals down. Then we got Mana here, who's a little bit more finesse, movement, diversity with the kicks, and a little bit more unorthodox. But I feel like in the small cage, the footwork and the forward pressure that Draco has cutting off the cage is going to be effective for him. And, if you can't get Draco out of there early, Mana, that is, Mana's a guy who's seen who has only seen the 3rd round only a couple times in his whole career. I feel like Draco Rodriguez, he fights in a style that slowly wears on guys. He can get a knockout or a submission, whereas I only feel like Mana can get a submission. I'm going to go with Draco Rodriguez here. I think that he's going to be able to just slowly wear on Mana, walk him down, break him down, and I think he's either going to get a knockout or a submission victory after, either pressuring Mana, getting him to panic wrestle, or hurting him, getting on top, finding a sub. But I'm actually going to go with the underdog Rodriguez here. I think he's going to get the win. And, it's a good fight, though. I mean, I could see it going either way. The line kind of indicates similar, -150, +120. And on this card with a lot of fights that I don't really see a lot of value in on the line, this is one that I'm kind of looking at as a potential bet. Make sure to check out our show tomorrow. With me, Clint, Cody Saftik, Just Bleed. We're going to be doing another Tuesday Night Contender Series live stream during the fights, and I'll let you know 100% there if I take this play. Currently, I actually have no bets right now on any of these fights, but obviously tomorrow I feel like I probably will end up making a couple plays to watch the fights, have some fun, and I am confident in some of these bets, or some of these fighters. But Rodriguez, like I said, it's a close fight. I am going to favor him. He's an underdog, so it's something that I'm looking at. And I don't think it's the worst play in the world, especially when you're looking at this card and the choices we have here. But moving on to the next fight, we have two big guys going in there, Phil Hawes and Kadzi Bestiev. And this is an interesting fight because we got a guy in Bestiev who's fought at higher weight classes previously. Like I think he's fought at 205, and his last fight was like a catch weight of 200 pounds. And he's 6'6". I mean, he's a huge guy in there when you see him. And when you saw him at the weigh-ins, he was towering over Phil Hawes. But I mean, Phil Hawes, he's getting his third opportunity to get into the UFC here, so they kind of like him. He was unsuccessful in the Ultimate Fighter and on the Dana White Contender Series, but they continue to bring him back. And he's one of these guys that was, a highly regarded prospect, but kind of the luster's fallen off a little bit. He's only 31 years old at light heavyweight or middleweight. That's not extremely old, so still has some time to get in there and do his thing. But whenever he's gotten that step up in competition, he's lost. He has gone, out here. He's gotten a win in Bellator, a win in Brave, and those are good promotions. So he's getting back in here, getting the win. He's been, doing a little bit better. I think he beat an 11-7 opponent who that's probably one of his better wins of his career. But for Kadzi Bestiev, 10-3. He has been training in the States for a while now. I mean, I've noticed on his Instagram he's been all over. He's been at AKA. He's been at Nick Catone's MMA with Mark Henry Zabit and those guys. He's been at King's MMA. I guess he's just looking to get some different looks. But looking at his record, I mean, he's defeated no one. He has fought Alonzo Menefield, but he got finished in the first round. And he's actually never been in a decision in the third round in his entire career. So he's a guy that gets in, gets out, and usually fights at light heavyweight, like I said. So, coming to the States, going to all these different camps, dropping in weight. He hasn't fought in a while. So we could see a much different guy. I mean, he hasn't fought since November of 2018. That's a long layoff here. Both these, it's weird. It's like Ali Ashcroft Kizraev has a long layoff. Kadzimura has a long layoff. I'm not sure why they're getting these guys, but I wasn't a big fan of what I saw on video from Bestiev. He's dangerous because he's athletic. He throws wild kicks, real nice spinning kicks, straight shots. Definitely has power, but he's just very open, wild. He needs to refine his striking, control distance better, show a little bit more composure, and he could become a dangerous striker. But as of now, he doesn't have good defense. He just floats his chin. He comes forward with kicks and knees with his chin right in the air. He doesn't control distance well, and fighters can take him down very easily. Very limited wrestling skills. Off his back, I mean, I have seen him throw up some arm bars, triangles, attack with the guillotine. Obviously, his guard isn't bad because of how tall he is, but not dangerous. And I've seen him, roll for leg locks or, attack sloppy triangles, arm bars, get his guard past, get his opponents in dominant position. And I've seen him kind of quit when that happened. I mean, he tapped to a punch to the eye against Alonzo Menefield. When he fought another fighter in Blake Troop, I just kind of noticed he turtled up and gave it up with ground and pound in that fight. So this would far and away be the biggest win of Kadzi Murat's career. I mean, he hasn't been out of the first round since 2016. So I imagine as this fight goes on, he's going to slow down. For Phil Hawes, he's very explosive, athletic, and, he's very fundamental. He looks good. He looks like a good fighter. Nice front kicks up the middle, good boxing, closes the distance, good wrestling pedigree, good ground and pound, decent submissions. And he just needs to put it all together because he's way better than Kadzi Murat. If he can get him to the ground, he should be able to finish the fight very easily. We've seen some quit in Kadzi before, so I imagine Phil Hawes is going to be able to get this one done unless he gets clipped with a big shot coming in. Or, I mean, I don't really see much else. I don't think he could submit Phil Hawes. This is Hawes' fight to lose here, man. I mean, he's minus 485, almost a minus 500 favorite. Pretty ridiculous line. I mean, there's no way you could bet on that line. But, I mean, I wouldn't say it's accurate because I don't think that Phil Hawes should be minus 485. But fight doesn't go to decision, minus 405. That one's kind of accurate. I would be very shocked if this went to a decision. In terms of this, I mean, it's a dog or pass fight, but I'm not very, thrilled with what I've seen from Kadzi Murat. So for me, it's just going to be a total pass. There's no way I would lay the chalk minus 485 on a guy like Phil Hawes where I'm laying praise on him, talking about he looks like a very good prospect, has good fundamentals, good plus skills across the board, but he's been knocked out before. He's kind of, shown some quit before himself. He hasn't beaten that many great fighters. So to trust this guy at a minus 485 price tag, in my opinion, is just a little bit silly. So just total pass for me on this fight. If you want to parlay that fight doesn't go to the distance with something, I mean, it's not really great odds at minus 400, but I definitely don't see this fight going 3 rounds. So if you want to do that, maybe that could be potentially be a parlay piece. But other than that, don't really see much value in either guy in this fight. Kadzi Murad, I guess, has a chance to win. Like I said, if he could land a shot, but for me, Phil Hawes should get it done, but just no value on the line. So moving on into this fight, we got Cameron Church taking on Gerald Blackledge, and this is a great fight. I mean, we got two guys that are good strikers, but kind of different strikers. Cameron Church, he comes forward, man, and he's a pretty good fighter himself. 4-0. He was 5-0 as an amateur. He's coming off a pretty good win over a 6-1 opponent. And he's a fun fighter to watch. He brings the action. He throws down. He's always coming forward. He, is a tough, hard-nosed guy. He's willing to go through a war to get the win. And he opens up with a lot of low kicks early, finds his range. And he could throw naked kicks, though, early on, get taken down off them, get countered off them. But he has nice leg kicks, and they add up. He throws a lot of chopping low kicks at the end of his combinations. And he has a really nice round kick, front leg side kicks, and front leg side kick to the body. And he's good at establishing the low kick, then faking low, going high with question mark kicks. He throws some nice spinning kicks, and he has some decent hands as well. He'll jab or kick his way into range, put some good combinations together. He will rip the body as a power right hand, big straight and overhand right, heavy uppercut, but he can get wild at times. He can, swing really wide punches. He's hittable. He ducks his head in the pocket, but he's super durable. He stays in your face. Even if you hit him, he throws a lot of volume. He hits hard and just kind of beats you on the numbers. And he isn't an offensive grappler, but he does defend takedowns well. He reverses takedowns well. And he throws nice knees to the body, big elbows in the clinch. He's good at hand fighting inside and just coming over the top with shots as well. When he does get taken down, like I said, he's hard to hold down. He will reverse the takedowns. And I've seen him multiple times, sprawl, circle to the back, hurt guys with ground and pound, hit rear naked chokes. And he did that to his opponent who was 6-1 in his last fight. He hit a rear naked choke on him. Church, he has yet to go to the third round. But, from what I've seen, he looks like a tough, durable guy with good cardio. And he beats guys on pressure and pace. So, I mean, I've seen him in the second round after throwing a lot of volume, not get tired. So, I think he's going to be good even if it hits the later rounds. He just seems like one of those guys that really likes to fight. But for Gerald Blackledge, I mean, he's a solid striker himself. He has good fakes, feints, very tall, long, really nice straight punches down the pipe, really nice front knee up the middle, fluid boxing combinations. And for this fight, I mean, he needs to kind of try to be the matador, use a lot of jabs, left hooks, straight rights, touch Church as he tries to come in, break the rhythm, stick and move, angle off. And when Church throws a little wide, a little wild, try to make him pay with sharp counters. Church also uses a lot of head movement, bobbing and weaving, ducking and rolling. He drops his head as well when he throws these wide shots. So try to time a knee or an uppercut when he's doing that. Catch him clean, knock him out. But Blackledge, he hasn't fought great competition. He has struggled with grapplers in the past. In his lone amateur loss, he got taken down and controlled for majority of the fight. And he seems to kind of not deal the best with forward pressure in certain fights. But he's getting better. He's a dangerous fighter. He has a decent front headlock series. He's improving his takedown defense. And Church isn't necessarily a grappler. Blackledge has 2 knockouts in his career. More of a sharp striker than a power striker. To me, this is a close fight. Church, he does have the higher level of competition. He has been a little bit more active. And I think if he can pressure and grapple more, he could maybe get a takedown, win a decision, or get a finish. I do see him as the more physical guy. On the feet, it's a sniper versus forward pressure technical brawler. And, I see Cameron Church leave a lot of openings, man. And Blackledge is a sniper. He comes in with straight shots, counter knees, counter uppercuts. He's long. He's rangy. And I could just see him landing something as Church comes inside. He is the underdog in this matchup, so I am going to go with him in this fight. It is a close fight, though. I do see why some people are on Church. I mean, I do think that he will be the one going forward, throwing the more volume. But I feel like he could potentially be hurt in this fight. I've seen him get hit a lot by lower level strikers. So for me, the pick is going to be Gerald Blackledge by knockout. At plus 115, I would maybe like to get a little bit of a better price. I was hoping for around, plus 150, plus 200 would have been fantastic. But in terms of that, he's another underdog that I'm picking on this card. So there's another potential play there for me is I might play it as if I can win on the Draco Rodriguez play, then maybe I'll play Blackledge. But I haven't played any guys as of now. Like I said, if the lines become more appetizing, then, potentially I could, find a play on that one. But looking at the fight doesn't go to decision prop on this one. That line is at minus 195, which is that one in the Leo Mana versus is minus 185. So those are the two lowest fight doesn't go the distance lines on the card. And in this one, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Church has never been to a third round. He can get a little bit sloppy. I don't think this one is going to go all 3 rounds. So this could be another one you could maybe target as a play for fight doesn't go the distance here. Those are kind of my thoughts on this one. I do think there's a little bit of value on Blackledge as the dog, but if he gets to like a plus 150 number, that would be awesome, and I would jump on him for sure. But coming up, we got the main event. We got Tufan Manman, and he's going to be taking on Matavo. And this is a really weird fight, in my opinion. I mean, we got a huge guy in Tufan who's making his debut at light heavyweight. He's previously been fighting catchweight bouts at 225. He's fought heavyweight bouts. So this is his first light heavyweight bout of his career. He made weight. He weighed 204. Didn't look like he struggled very much. So I don't think he's necessarily a guy that's too big for the weight class at all. And he's 3-0 and 6-0 overall if you count his amateur fights. Coming out of Cameroon, so he's another one of these African fighters. And what we've noticed from a lot of these African fighters is they have very good durability, very good composure, and they never give up in there, never quit. A lot of them have real significant power as well. And that doesn't change with Tufan, man. He's knocked out all 6 of his opponents. He actually finished William Knight, a fighter that we just saw earn a contract on the Contender Series last week in his last fight. And for Matavo, he's an 8-2 Samoan. He's fighting predominantly in Alaska and Hawaii. He fought some decent competition, but, really no one of note. I mean, he fought Jay Kuhn, who has fought in Bellator PFL, done pretty well for himself, but he got finished, kind of got dominated on the ground in that one. And this will be the first time that Tufan has fought outside of Hawaii or Alaska. So that's something that you have to take into account. And Tufan is also a guy that's very small for light heavyweight, man. He weighed in at 200 pounds, 5'8" to 6 foot for Tufan. And he kind of tries to use that. He's a stick and move guy. He kind of tries to throw kicks from the outside, throw these big looping wild overhand counters, uppercut counters. Those with big power, and he's fast and mobile for a guy at that weight class because it's almost like a 185er fighting a 205er. And, but in Jeku, man, he comes forward, high guard, walks you down, super fast, explosive, those nice punches, nice kicks. And in his last fight, he showed a strong base, good takedown defense. And every time William Knight tried to take him down, he denied it. Eventually, he landed a big spinning elbow in the clinch, hurt him, and William Knight went real sloppy for a takedown. He reversed it, got on top, landed some ground and pound, finished the fight. I do think it was a little bit of an early stoppage, but he was dominating the fight up until that point. And Matavo, I mean, he just has to be worried about that left hook, the uppercut, and Matavo's an uppercut, or he's a knockout artist. He's pretty, dangerous in that first round, but he gets tired quickly, wings big counter shots, not a grappler. I mean, he can get taken down. And my pick's definitely going to be Tufan and Jeku here. I mean, I just think he's the bigger guy, more explosive. They're both going to be there to bang. They're both kind of hittable, so that does give Al a chance to get the finish. Al is the much more experienced fighter at 8-2. But I just feel like Tufan looks good. He's beaten a good prospect himself in William Knight. And he did well early versus Knight, finished him in the first round. I kind of see the same thing happening to Al. I think Al will get finished in the first round here. But, there's been weird things that have happened, and I do feel like Al's maybe kind of live. I mean, if he can get an early knockout, but he gasses out very quickly. If it gets to the ground, it's a fawn. This big guy like that gets on top of him. I think he's going to be in big trouble. So I definitely feel like this fight favors Tufan, and as like all these bigger underdogs like Phil Hawes minus 485, Kizraev minus 300, and Tufan minus 485. I mean, all these guys, man, they have passed to lose these fights. So I wouldn't lay the chalk on any of these guys. I would just steer clear of them. Maybe, if you like Mana, play Mana. If you like Draco, play Draco. If you like Church, play Church. If you like Blackledge, play Blackledge. And I don't know, let these other fights kind of go, man. I mean, maybe, like I said, Kizraev at minus 300. You're still pushing it, putting him in a parlay, in my opinion. But there you have it, guys. That's the full betting perspective for the Dana White Contender Series Week 6. Make sure to check out our Tuesday Night Contender Series live stream tomorrow, where I will tell you, which bets I end up doing officially. But as of now, this fight is another tricky card. It has a lot of huge favorites, 3 over minus 3-1 favorites. So that's not something you really like to see, but do think that there's some value on some of these underdogs, and hopefully we could still make some money. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay plugged into the channel, and I'll catch you next.